Doc Dalton, America's simple man. The Coffee and Prayer series with Doc Dalton.
As the world gets crazier and crazier, so does its people. Their personal feelings about things and the way they look at things have changed so much that it now has become nerve-wracking. Hi everyone, I'm Doc Dalton and welcome to the Coffee and Prayer series. Between COVID-19 and our politicians, or in this case the government, we just don't know which way to turn, what to do, and if we did have any ideas at all, the next thing would be, will we be allowed to do them? We went from a country where speech was free to a country where you must agree with the ones who are saying all the childlike ridiculous nonsense, or you're flat out screwed. Accountability and believability are nowhere to be found. The news media, if that's what you really want to call them, sit behind their giant broadcast desks and look at us dead in our eyes and flat out lie to us. The crazy thing is, they know they're lying. We know they're lying. And they know that we know that they're lying. Yet, it does not matter. They will continue spreading nonsense as if we were the dumbest idiots on the planet and we didn't know what was taking place. And now the ones we thought we could believe in and have trust in seem not to be that trustworthy as well when they do speak to us. Why would any government want to hurt its own people? Why would any government want to keep their own people in the dark? Why would any government just flat out lie to its people? And why would any government want to hurt its own way of life? Is power that damn important to these people that they would do these terrible things to anyone? Then at times they walk around like they're so high and almighty. In this case, maybe high, but not that damn almighty. And there are even those who publicly have said, I'm a good Catholic. I'm a really good Catholic. And guess what? Even that's a lie. When was the last time a God-fearing person supported hurting other people for their own personal gain? When was the last time God-fearing persons supported abortion? Because last time I looked, abortion was and still is murder. Hey, did they forget number 6 of the 10 Commandments where it says, thou shalt not kill? I honestly believe in my heart in the long run, all will be okay. It may take some time, but again, all will be okay. Those who have done evil and hurt others for their own personal gain will be held accountable in one way or another, and it won't matter on what side of the spiritual realm it will take place. Bottom line, it just will not be good for them. So for now, sit back and enjoy the ride and learn from it all, because when all is said and done, you will appreciate life even more. People will come together and all will understand they were lied to, and I mean all were lied to. What would make you think that they would not lie to you? All you have to do is say the things they do not want to hear or want you to say. Trust me, they'll throw you under that bus faster than you can imagine. They have an agenda and you must be with them. Please remember this. God has an agenda as well, and I think it might be smart to be on the side of God. Because today's evildoers, all they do is promise you non-truths. While on the other hand, God does not lie to you, and He promises you eternity. Call me foolish, but I think it's an easy decision to make. Hey, listen, we'll be back in a few, and I'll tell you why I honestly believe all will be okay down the road. I'm Doc Dalton. Thanks for listening. This is the Coffee and Prayer series.
Stay right there. Doc Dalton will return after this brief message.
The following comments may be considered extremely offensive. The most controversial words have been censored.
Growing up, I always sort of believed in God. I mean, you look at the universe and you know it didn't just happen. There had to be a God that created it, but I never really believed. Then several years ago,
At one time, society had clear standards on what was considered offensive talk.
I mean, I heard about dying on the cross, but I didn't really know why it happened.
Now, Hollywood, the media, and even top government officials have different ideas about what is considered offensive subject matter.
The point was he was dying for my I never really had understood that before, but that day I decided to repent of my and to give my life to
Any talk about morality, character, right or wrong, sin, or God is not tolerated.
That anything is tolerated and accepted except when they speak about.
Despite the intimidation, be one of those who take a stand for what is right, even if the world doesn't think your views should be heard.
And to try to lead their friends to the Lord.
In addition to there being an opioid epidemic, we are experiencing a suicide epidemic, especially among young people under age 25. Their suicide rate increased 56% in the last decade and tripled for 10 to 14-year-olds. Suicide rates increased most for girls, LGBT children, and adolescents of color. About 1 in 5 deaths prior to age 25 are suicides, the second leading cause of death in young people. Many of these deaths are related to untreated clinical depression. Other factors include school stress, alcohol, drugs, bullying, abuse, and family tensions. Fortunately, prompt psychiatric treatment can reduce these suicide rates by as much as 75%. Psychiatrists can help sort out the multiple factors involved in suicidal feelings or provide meaningful emotional support for family members who may feel profoundly traumatized after a suicide. Google us on the web. We are the Maryland Foundation for Psychiatry.
It's shout-out time.
Okay, everybody, yes, we have a shout-out, and today we want to do a shout-out to Country Gospel Radio. Now, to let you know a little bit about them, Country Gospel Radio is a UK-based internet radio station playing great music from the country, southern, and bluegrass genres. From old classics to the latest music, you will find a massive selection here playing 24/7. Country Gospel Radio broadcasts under the name of Rapture Radio and is owned by the South End Full Gospel Church in Essex, UK. They also broadcast great messages from their pastor, Keith Brown, which are recorded live at his church. Now, I've been fortunate enough to have been in touch with their program manager, Simon Brown, who's a wonderful person. Because of who they are and what they do, I thought we would give them a shout out to let folks know more about them and what their work is. To find out more about them and what they do, or to just listen to some great gospel music, you can visit them on the web at www.countrygospelradio.com. That's www.countrygospelradio.com. Stop by. You will truly be blessed that you did. And we'll be back.
You're listening to the Coffee and Prayer Series with your host, America's Simple Man, Doc Dalton. It's where a good cup of coffee and some quiet prayers can change the world.
Okay, welcome back to the show. I want to ramble on just a little bit more about this. To start off with, I'm not a big religious guy, but I am a big God guy. Man-made religion to me can be a hoax because even though so-called priests, pastors, and rabbis, or whomever are teaching you the things that they want to teach us, these same leaders do not agree with each other at times. Even the so-called high-profile religious leaders, they don't tend to agree with each other from time to time. It seems that way up and down the proverbial religious ladder. That is when you ask yourself, who do we believe in and who do we not believe in? Listen, on a personal note, I can get the hell on my own and I don't need any help from someone who's not teaching me the right way for whatever reason that might be. And when that happens, meaning we don't know who to believe in or to not believe in, we enter a world of confusion, and that is when we should sit down, fold our hands, and say, Dear Jesus, I need you now more than ever. Please make my world calm and come into my heart and lead me where you want me to go. It's just that simple, folks. I remember a few years back attending a church, and a pastor who I respect highly was telling a story about right before he was ordained, he had told his teachers that there was one thing that he did not believe in and did not want to preach it. He was told by them, if you do not teach this, you will not be ordained. I find this kind of funny, because I said to myself, Jesus gave man free will, but the schools who are supposedly teaching about Jesus do not. Here's another example. A pastor that I'm very close with became ordained, and one of the things he did as a pastor was to go out on the streets during the cold, harsh winter months, and out of his own personal pocket, he purchased gloves, hats, and scarves and handed them out to the homeless. He did this all with his own money. No help, no donations. At the end of the year, the denomination that he belonged to wanted their fee, for lack of better words, which was in the range of $5,000. And he said, I don't have it. I have been spending my own money to help keep the homeless warm and protected. And their answer was, if you do not abide by this, you can't be part of our church. So he left. Make no mistake about it, there are a lot of great spiritual leaders who are spot on with their teachings and what they do. Their heart is in the right place. But at times, it's difficult to pick them out. But on the same hand, it's never too difficult to pick out Jesus. Why? Because he's always there, and all you have to do is talk to him. And therefore, with all that being said, I believe all will be okay. Even when it comes down to our country, I believe with all my heart that the evildoers are so full of evil and hate that their own personal egos will catch up with them and all hell will break loose between all of them. Or simply put, as we say right here on this planet, evil is going to bite them square on the ass. I think God will step in and straighten everything out, and when all is said and done, we will be okay, and those who were in the wrong, accountability will come into play. It's just that simple. Sometimes you just need to believe in believing. Sometimes you just need to walk in blind faith. Sometimes you need to have hope. Sometimes you need to have love. And all the time, you need to have trust in the Lord, because all will be okay. I always say, the Lord may not come when you want him to, but make no mistake about it, he always comes on time. We have a little bit left of the show. Please hang in there. We'll be back right after these messages. Do you suffer from depression? Hi, Doc Dalton here, and I can tell you, I do and have for a very long time. I can also tell you that there is help out there waiting just for you. The National Association on Mental Illness, better known as NAMI, is a wonderful organization who truly cares and wants to help. There are over 600 affiliates across the country, so there isn't any reason for you to feel alone. Go to NAMI, that's NAMI.org. Check out their website today. They are only a phone call away. Why suffer if you don't have to? And why suffer alone if there's no need to? That's NAMI, NAMI.org. Check them out because help is closer than you think. Do it for yourself and do it today. Tell them Doc sent you. Well, folks, it seems that we're at the end, and sometimes it seems to go by so quickly. But before we close out with a prayer, I just want to say to you, thank you for being here with us today. We appreciate it. We do not take you for granted. We truly hope that all will straighten out with the world and that your days and your journey will be a positive one. The best thing that we could do is fold our hands, sit down in our favorite chair, and in this case, even get a good cup of coffee and just sit back and ask the Lord for help. He will always be there. Again, I thank you. I thank you for being with us. I ask you to be with us again next time. And please, right now, we will close out. Dear Jesus, I ask you with all my heart to please bless everyone who listens to us, to please help our country get back on track, to please help the people who are suffering, and to make accountable the evildoers of this world. Their personal thievery, their personal lies, their personal harm should not be made possible for any reason at all. And for this, we ask you to step in and help our country. We do this all in your holy name, Jesus. Amen.
The Coffee and Prayer Series is brought to you by Doc Dalton Media in association with VK Media and Internet Services. Executive Producer, Doc Dalton. Director, Patrick Marucki. Assistant Producer, Joseph LaPera. Find us on the web at www.docdalton.com. There you will also find our social media links for Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. You can email us at thecoffeeandprayerseries@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and God bless.